Hi everybody, it's Holosprite, and I am back with part 2 of Jinx's house build in Newcrest. So I watched Alicrocy's video this morning, and she had Newport on the title screen, and it's just kind of lodged in my head. Anyway, we're picking up like right from when we left off, and what we're doing right now is a little artist nook. So, like I mentioned in the last part, Jinx was getting a job as a painter. So, you know, as a painter, she needed somewhere to paint. And there was this little section between the bathroom and the bedroom that didn't really have anything I had planned, so I decided to make it her art corner. So you'll see me redo this section a few times. In the last part I complained about putting wallpaper on and then having some things shoot into the family inventory. This is where that happens. So you'll see me redo the shelves like 4 times. I wanted to have some stuff that she could pull out to draw, so sort of, you know, like in an art class you'd have like a fruit bowl or maybe a vase of flowers or something, so that's why I have a fruit bowl on a table there. I've also got a few plants, and there's her coloring pencils, because they weren't, I don't actually have much stuff for painters, like I have like one paintbrush, that's kind of it, so just kind of thought, you know, maybe she'll do some sketches on her easel. So I hope the speed is okay to watch at. This is a lot slower than I usually record my builds and decoration videos, because the footage was at that point where if I put it into one video it would be a little bit too long, and in 2 videos it would have been too short if I had it at my normal speed. So right now we're at 4 times speed, so you can get a better idea of what I'm actually doing, but the downside is you have to wait for when I decide to scroll through the catalog. So I hope that's okay. So, I don't know, just let me know if you hate it, or this is way better, or what. Or if you'd prefer this to be one video. Like, in total this would be, like a 50-minute video. And I figured it might be better to have it in 2, because that way you could, you know, take a break. Like, you know, eat something or whatever. Excuse me. Sorry, it's really early. I was going to record this part last night before I went to bed, but Adobe Premiere Pro was like, I'm going to render and export this video. It's going to take you forever. So I was like, no, you know what? I'm going to go to sleep. So it's, 10 o'clock in the morning, and I just had a bowl of noodles because I have no food in the house. So 2-minute noodles are what I live on when I have no food. And I hope I sound okay. I haven't even like showered or anything yet. Anyway, so back in the artist's nook. I guess it's not really a nook, is it? It's just kind of like a section. It's around here that we start to actually sort of develop her personality a little bit more. So I've decided, I hadn't really planned out what she was going to be like when I made her or built the outside, but it's this area and her bedroom and near the living room that I kind of started to think about what I wanted her to be like, because I didn't want all my houses to kind of have the same exact style. I mean, they're all going to be similar in a sense because, I mean, I'm making them and I have my favorite styles, but I wanted something unique for her. So you'll see a lot of this is that she likes a lot of clutter. She likes a lot of stuff. She's not tidy. She's kind of, it's like, I'd call it organized chaos. Sort of, there's piles of stuff, but she'd know where everything is. She just hasn't put it away. Anyway, so we moved back into the bedroom here. And I'm picking out a desk for her. I'm sorry, I just kind of blow my nose. I'm sorry, it's so cold. So I have a cold like everyone else in the city, which sucks, but oh well. And oh yeah, I gave her a Mac computer because I figured, you know, artist, it's pretty looking and whatever. I'm not a Mac person myself. I am very, very pro Windows, and I think Macs are okay. I think they're pretty, but I wouldn't use one. So I used to have this thing where I just wouldn't use them in my builds because I'm like, no, my sim would also be a Windows person. But no, I think she'd be a Mac person. So yeah, I'm redoing the shelves here because like it all jumped into the inventory when I decided to put wallpaper on the walls, which was just so annoying. And I couldn't like go back in time to put it on first, so just one of the sad things about decorating in The Sims 4. I'm not quite sure why it happens. I don't know if it's a glitch or something, or if it's just because I'm using certain content. I don't know. I had her test out the easel there, and then do I jump out for a little bit? What am I doing here? Okay. Okay, yeah. Back into decorating. Sorry, my game actually is quite slow if I jump between build and buy mode really fast. So that's where that comes from. Use some different wood for her bedroom. I think, unless I go with carpet, I think it's wood. Yeah, I think we stick with this wood. And, wood floors, they're so beautiful. Yeah, cluttering up her desk now. So, my inspiration for this was kind of, in a sense, me, I know it sounds like really self-centered and ridiculous, but because I have a background in design, so a lot of my Sims who do creative things or business like I do, they all have very similar houses to what I would like, because that's just kind of what I picture. It's just easier for me, I guess. So this desk is a lot of, I guess, how I'd have my desk. So it's got this this beautiful light there. It's stunning. It's by Blacklay. I don't know how you'd want to pronounce that, but they have some of the most beautiful custom content ever, and I love those lights. I wanted to pull up some stuff, because I don't want it to be too tidy. I don't want her to have like everything just neatly organized. Like my parents come back here and they like it when the house is just like so clean and spotless, and there's nothing left out on tables. Like it's just kind of everything's put away. And personally, I really hate that. I like having stuff out because I use it. So, she's got like half a cup of coffee that she's like between, and the book she's kind of had to put down before going to work kind of thing. I thought that was kind of fun. And I don't know if I just put some art supplies there. I figured like, maybe she wanted to try something new. She might just paint the wall or something. I mean, I don't have any, I guess, stickers that look like someone's just graffitied their wall. But, maybe one day. And then we go a little bit nuts with the bedroom, especially the long pink brick wall. That one, I think, is the last thing we do. And I seriously, it just gets filled up to the brim with wall art. And it looks a little ridiculous, but remember that I was just there like, no blank spots, no blank spots. There's no real wardrobe in this. There's just those hanging clothes, but I don't know. There wasn't really space for a dresser that I wanted. I had a quick glance, but I didn't really think they suited it, and there wasn't really a good spot. But I really like this. I really like the end table, and I picked up this little lamp that's round. It's beautiful, but there's one lamp I really missed from The Sims 3. It was from the store, and it was just like a little pyramid, and it had lots of beautiful colors. Like it was just yellow and pink. It was fluorescent and ridiculously weird. So just a lit up triangle, and I always wanted it in my own house. So I think that's why I loved it so much. Just looking for some more stuff to put over there. I have a corkboard in my house, like actually it's just behind me in the living room, which I just I tack up like movie stubs from like movies I loved, and some cards I got for my friends for my birthdays and stuff like that. But I didn't think that with her traits like the non-committal, serial romantic stuff, I didn't think she'd be that sentimental, so I decided to go another way. There's a rug. I love rugs. I absolutely adore rugs. I have so many. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous how many rugs I have in game. And I think I moved into clutter mode. Yeah. So again, like I said, I wanted her to be really, like a real person, because real people don't have everything looking perfect all the time. They have stuff, and they come home from a shopping trip and they just dump their bags, and they collapse in their bed, and they're just like, I'll put that away later. And that's kind of the mentality I wanted for this. So I tried to put some stuff under her bed. So just like some notebooks kind of spilling out that she hadn't really organized, and put some shopping bags like on the back of the bed, like sort of, she'd come home from a shopping trip and, like I said, collapse, because like I pretty much always have like an empty shopping bag in my bedroom just like on the floor, which is not a very good thing to admit, honestly, but it's just what I do. So I figured like other people must do that too, right? So looked for a lot of stuff, and it's like half a magazine there sort of thing, like you'd read before bed and just like sort of go, yep, I'm tired, I'll just dump this on the floor. So that's, I actually really adore this bedroom. I think it turned out exactly how I wanted it to, and I think it's quite believable. The one thing I would change is that the overhanging blanket, it doesn't quite fit in the bed frame because the bed frame goes out a little bit. So what I would do is I'd move it closer to the left side, because the odds are not going to be looking at the other side, so it doesn't matter if that one overhangs so much. You can see there's like some clipping. Just some spilling magazines there. I think the desk area is actually done, because I think I tried to look for something else and it just wasn't quite fitting. Yeah. Then I found before I pulled out this trio of cactus plants, and it was so cute, and then I thought, you know what, they're probably not really her style to just have like a cute little set of houseplants just for the sake of having cute houseplants. Yes, there's some shopping bags there. They're actually from, I think it's Martine Simbler. I think she made them. But it's from a wedding boutique set, and they were supposed to be like shopping bags from the boutique, but you know what? No one can tell. So some shoes out there, like she just chucked them out, and her hat and like her backpack. So like, you know, not caring too much about how tidy it is. I mean, it's not a messy house by any means. Like, it's not like I've got, you know, trash all over the place and, you know, unwashed dishes in the sink. I guess partially because you can't do that. I think, yeah, one of the details I'd really love is to have like unwashed dish clutter, if that makes any sense. Because I think there'll be some Sims, if they like slobs, I'd love to have like a dish rack and just like chuck a pile of like dirty dishes on there and just like really, you know, show that sort of thing. Because I think they'd have that all the time. But it's just one of those small things that isn't really that important, so I wouldn't be surprised if no one makes that. The living room, I don't think it really counts as a living room. It's freaking tiny. Like the TV and those two seats is all it is. It's quite shameful. But there wasn't anything else I could really put there. It was so small. And she already had a desk, and I didn't want to put a TV in her bedroom. I didn't think it was really her thing. And here we have another issue with the floor, in the sense that I tried to sort of do the a fence as a divider like I did in the reading nook. And the fence actually makes stuff go into the inventory from the art nook. Like stuff on the shelves moved again, and it was horrible. So I tried this, didn't happen, and at that point I was like, you know what, we don't need a divider. People have carpet to floor all the time. Because I don't actually think I know anyone with like a floor divider. I mean, the only dividers I have like aren't the doors. I don't think it really counts as a divider then, but like it's a little plate. Anyway, there, I jumped into live mode for a while, and you'll see this later, but I cheated her needs up, so they were permanently high, and then I just had her spam paintings for days and days and days, because I wanted to have some of her actual work, and you can't buy it out of the Build Buy catalog. I'm not sure if you can get it from Debug. I didn't check. I don't really use the Debug catalog a lot. I think it kind of slips my mind a lot of the time. But I just had her paint them herself. I thought it'd be a really cool way to sort of get more individuality to the house. Because, I mean, all the households will have access to those paintings I'm using. So, actually, maybe I haven't done that yet. So I was trying to fill up this wall, and that's when the idea to fill up with her paintings came from, because, yeah, there we go. So there she's done a lot of paintings, is stuck them on the wall, framed them, and this is how it goes. So I had her do pop art. I thought that would be something that she would do, because it's colorful and a little bit silly, I guess. Maybe not silly, but it's not normal. Like, I didn't want to have classic paintings in her house. I didn't think it would suit. And I don't know, I really like pop art. I think it's lovely and, you know, colorful and a little bit quirky. So that's why that happened. So all the paintings in our house that are by her are pop art. And okay, I honestly think the rest of the video is the bedroom and then the photos. So you can see me here cluttering up the bedroom, and this was so much fun. I just went like absolutely nuts with paintings. And first off, I was gonna go with like a really sort of black and white theme. Then I was like, you know what, color is awesome, and we just go a little bit crazy with. And I figured she'd just, you know, she'd go online and buy prints, and then she'd go to like an art show and be like, you know, I like this too, and get some inspirational stuff in there. And it just seemed like a lot of fun. So you've got a lot of typographical things. We got some photographs. We got some sim photos, which I figured like maybe she dabbled in photography for a little bit, and then some just like patterns that in little frames, and it was just a little bit different, and I really like this area. It may look like overkill. Like I think if you had this in your real life house, it would be absolutely intensive to look at. Like it just be a bit much, but it's a Sims, so I can do this. The biggest issue I had after this point was getting everything to fit. Like when I wanted more stuff, I'd be like, will it fit in here? Probably not, because I've left like really strange spaces. But we made it work. I found some small paintings of a couple landscapes, couple pictures. I actually made that. That's pretty cool. But I don't think I think I did leave that in. Okay. There's some pictures of Mayberry Sims there. I don't remember who made that actually, but they are Mayberry Sims, and they're really cute. And I actually want to get more photos of Sims into my game. I think I'll try to use some photos I've taken myself to sort of personalize that a little more. I think it'll be a lot of fun. And we're nearly done. This is really cool. So just finishing off that space. There's a little sign there that says Piccadilly Circus, which is in England, in London actually, and I really like it. Like there's a lot of the street signs are from different places in the UK. Piccadilly Circus is the first thing I visited when I went back to the UK a couple years ago, because there's a giant Topshop there and I really wanted to visit it, and I absolutely adore Topshop. Topshop is where I get like 90% of my clothes, which is bad if you live on a student budget. So what I do is I eat less and then I buy more clothes. It's a little bit silly, but you know what? I like my wardrobe. Yeah, I didn't really know what to put there, so I was like, you know what? We can have another seating area, maybe, you know, just sit and contemplate and sort of look at your sketches, or, you know, read a book or something, if you wanted more space to spread out and kind of lean differently. Yeah, I think okay, the last thing we do here is this little section behind the living area, because it was a little bit empty. I don't want to move the chairs further back than that because they're already, you know, pushing a little bit. But I found a few people had recolored some postcards, and I thought that was really cute. It had a variety of things like photographs and prints and maybe some stuff of her friends that she'd taken before, just, you know, right up there. And then I just wanted one picture on this side there. So I'm going through a lot of stuff. I was originally going to have a chalkboard that would be like typographic, like maybe something she'd written for herself, but didn't quite work out how I wanted it to. I don't actually remember what I put here. Oh, I put that there. Yeah. And then in this corner, I thought, you know, she doesn't have a storage area. She's a bit messy, so I thought we'd clutter this up. So it's behind the chair is kind of just her sort of catch-all for just stuff that she thinks she'll use one day, but hasn't yet. So this is a lot of fun, actually. You pulled out some empty frames and some canvases, and it just looks kind of like a messy artist corner for the artist who doesn't have a lot of space, which is a lot of artists, because most of them are living in tiny studio apartments. But yeah, this was a bit of fun. So like open notebooks and some paintings that maybe like she's left there to dry, and just some storage, like kind of some magazines and just stuff that she's kind of in the middle of doing. So I thought that was, it made everything look a little bit more homely. I mean, it fixed a little bit. And I was going to do something to this space over there, but it wasn't quite working, like on the wall of the living room with all the windows. But for some reason, it just didn't look right. I think it was nice having something simple for once. And then, okay, this is the last thing we do, I'm pretty sure. I'm like 99% sure this is the last thing we do, is this little section in the entryway there. So I wanted to do like wall hangings, and there was a custom content hook thing that I wanted, and I was so sure I had it installed, and I couldn't find it for ages. And then once I finished what I was doing, I found it. So that kind of sucks. But what I decided to do was, I figured maybe she likes clothes, so maybe she has little shoes. So I decided to give her this ginormous like shoe rack. And I have a lot of like shoe clutter, because a lot of people have extracted shoes from the game and just kind of made it into objects. So you can just place them there. And it was pretty fun because, like, I mean, in my house I have a little half wall, and I just line my shoes up on either side of it. But you know, not feasible here. I don't have a half wall, and I don't have, you know, another side. So it kind of went boots on the top shelf, and everything else kind of went below. And then I turned the rack around very soon because I figure, like, you take your shoes off and you shove them, and usually they face away from me. I don't know if that's everyone else, but that's personally what I do. It just made more sense to me. But it was still a little bit blank. I don't like this section very much, but there's only so much you can do. You can see that little wire rack there, this one I pick out. That's what I wanted, because there were coats that go with that. But oh well, so I decided to get a couple bags, hang them up over there, and then I put some, I think I actually did up the rack, actually, yeah. And then I put some hats on it, sort of, you know, maybe she likes hats. I personally hate hats, but, you know, to each their own. And yeah, the house is done. Yeah, okay, so here are the screenshots. So this is the outside of the house, looking pretty colorful. Inside, we just saw that, so it should look pretty familiar to you right now. Move into the kitchen, which I do like this a lot. I think it's really cute. Then we'll move into the reading nook. So it's quite hard to take photos of this, but I think it turned out quite well. Then there's the hallway with all her paintings on display. You can see a peek of the living room through there. And there is the door to the outside. I didn't take a picture of outside because it was just really difficult with the trees and stuff in the way. It didn't look quite right. And there's her artist nook. This is one of my favorite rooms. This one in the bedroom, favorites. Here's the bathroom that let's not talk about the bathroom. And here's her bedroom, which outside's kind of blank actually, but the rest of it is just like, pop, look at all that stuff. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. It was a lot of fun, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye!